I will keep this short and sweet. Again, if you got any questions during the brief slide presentation, just let us know. My name is Gordon. To introduce myself, we operate this business called Auschoice Financial Solutions, Pty Ltd. We are based on Bourke Street as well, just up the corner here, 570 Bourke Street. So the structure of this event is we're going to go through some of the information about how we can help our customers and hopefully your customers as well. And also some of the problems that we are seeing in the market right now, especially in the finance and the credit, a lot of noise, a lot of media, so we're going to cover quite a bit about those. And also some of the strategies that we do. So we're going to talk a bit about property development, commercial, vehicle and equipment finance, short-term investment loans, and home loans, of course. Okay, I'm seeing some of you for the first time, so I better do a brief introduction about myself. Again, my name is Gordon. I was born in Malaysia, but I've been in Australia for a long time. In terms of my education background, I got a first-class honors in finance. I've always been in finance ever since then, into different areas such as share market, stockbroking, investments, insurance, debt collection, into credit risk, risk management, with GE, General Electric, and a few other companies. So I got my finance blood, if you like, from the years of training. And also in the industry, I am a MFAA certified mentor. So what is MFAA? MFAA is similar to like a CPA, if you like, but it is just with the mortgage industry. So certified mentor means that I am qualified to teach or share my experience with someone who wants to enter the industry and guide the person to become a successful business broker if they are wanting to participate in this business. So some of the brokers out there, they may have been trained by an MFAA certified mentor, and I'm part of that. Okay, so just to share a bit of background about myself. Of course, that's not everything. As you can see, there's a few others, but I'll just keep it short. Okay, so we do a few finance solutions, so I'll go through each of them. Now, before we go through the finance solutions, I just want to share a bit more about what is happening in the market right now. I'm not sure many of you guys follow the media, but have you heard of the Royal Commission? Barry? You have? What do you know about Royal Commission? It's not a test, no right or wrong answer. Something about the media talking about the banks. Yeah. Yeah. Banking industry got sued. A lot of people saying that their behavior is no good and taking advantage of people.
They're not getting compensation anyway.
Okay, compensation. That's another key point that they discussed. Yeah. So you treat people not nice, but then you still survive and still generate your $1 billion revenue and sales. And okay, yeah, that's true. What about some of the so-called repercussions, if you like? So what we are seeing is the Royal Commission is trying to outline some of the issues that are in the industry, which is the banking industry. And what we are seeing is that a lot of the banks are actually taking the positive actions to clean up their business. So how is it going to impact all of us? I guess that's the main question. From my personal opinion, the first thing that will impact us is the availability of credit for us to purchase the next house. Because all of us is in the market of looking for the next property to buy, whether it's a commercial or home or it's a land or you want to develop, whatever. Because of this scrutiny, they are going to tighten the availability of credit, which means it may drive the property price stagnant or even slightly lower. I think the current data is showing a bit of stagnancy or a bit of a downturn as well. And this is partly contributed by this. Now, overseas lending, that's the other key thing. I think this was in the media. A lot of the banks have actually pulled themselves out of the overseas lending. Previously, if you got some visa, they still accept But what we do is we have some solutions whereby if you're an overseas person, without any visa, we still have access to some products that can help you. Okay? So we go through some non-bank lenders or niche lenders. Okay? They are still regulated. They are not loan shark or under-table finance companies. They are still proper registered with the ASIC. They are regulated, but it's just they have a different appetite. Okay. Responsible lending, that's similar to Royal Commission, just trying to help people to make sure that when they enter into a contract, they don't put themselves into trouble. Okay. So a bit of a picture here just to show what we do is we don't actually work for one of the lender. So I guess the main theme about this picture is when people come to us, we try to understand the customer and then give them a solution that would suit them, right? Because sometimes when you walk into a particular bank, well, whatever bank it is, I don't want to call any names, they will only sell them their product, which is in their panel, right? When you walk into the bank A, they're going to sell you the product from bank C, for example. Whereas for us, we don't care. We have more than 1,200 products. We don't really care which one you go with. We want to make sure you are happy so that you can come back to us and then you can refer your friends and family and your brother, sister all to us. So that's how we work. Right? Okay, the first type of product that we do, or some of the customers that we deal with are property developers or builders. Okay, so this is called property development finance. So in simple terms, people maybe have a block of land. They want to subdivide into 4 units or 16 units or even build an apartment townhouse of 20 units, whatever they are. So we have some products that will be able to help them to proceed with their construction with or without pre-sales. Okay? So one of the major hurdles, we received quite a few inquiries recently. They have some arrangement with the existing major lender, and the deal didn't go through because they changed their rule and their margin requirement for the number of pre-sales have changed. So then they come to us and say, look, they don't want to spend any more time doing pre-sales. They want to get the construction up and running. So then we can able to provide them with a product that can help them. So this is called property development finance. Recently, the developers are coming to us at the moment because of the fact that the availability of credit in the property development from the big banks are actually declining, actually. Yeah. So we've been doing like some of the recent deals, like 10.5 mil in Glen, the Glen area, also some Bulin, 2 townhouses. So whatever the project is, you let us know, we can try to help you out. Okay, the other type of business that we do is called commercial and business finance. So what's a commercial and business finance? So they basically help people with who want to buy commercial property, so like shop lots or warehouse or some of the offices that we deal with, right? They also have commercial business. So we try to help them with that kind of purchase. Now, this is not it's not a standard kind of product where people just ask, oh, what's the interest rate, right? Or what's the LVR, or how much can I borrow, things like that. It's not as simple as that sometimes. And I don't understand why customers always say, oh, what's the interest rate? How much is the repayment? Can I get the most repayment at the cheapest cost and things like that? But it also depends on the strength of the deal. Okay? Why? Because a particular property, commercial property in, say, CBD will have a different risk profile than a particular commercial property in Doncaster, for example, right? And also the positioning as well of the unit, whether it's close to the walking area, what's the walk score, things like that will also impact that. But that's something that we do. If you've got any questions, you let us know on that. Okay, this is something else that we do quite a bit, motor vehicle and equipment finance. Motor vehicle, actually, we are doing quite a bit at the moment because of the end of year sale. A lot of people, or a lot of the car dealers are providing a lot of good price discount on their cars. And what we then do is help them to secure the car with the finance. Now, I was just having a chat or listening to a chat with Ming earlier. He was saying, sometimes the advice is not good to borrow to buy a car because the car depreciates, right? Again, it's actually depending on the individual use. If let's say the person buy the car and drive Uber and then they can derive income, right? Then there's a tax implications to it, isn't it? So there's borrowing to buy something depreciate does not necessarily equate to a bad thing. It just depends on how you use the car. Okay. Now we've got some products here. If you have an ABN for more than 12 months, we have products for you where we do not need your financials. You don't need to provide proof of income. Okay, if you got ABN. But if you got ABN for less than 12 months, we've got other product solutions for you. Just let us know your situation. We can try to help you out. Now, as you can see, again, there's a lot of panels or some of the lenders you may not have heard of. Maybe some of you may have heard of NAB, CBA, and stuff like that. But some of the other ones, they actually specialize in car lending, and they don't advertise much in the media. They go through people like us so that we can distribute their products. So, we have more choices of providing a better solution to meet your needs. Okay. Short-term finance solutions. Now, this segment is more about those customers who may be operating a current business already. So whether they're a mechanic or a tourism operator or even a retail shop, they may need additional funding to purchase more inventory, employ more labor to support their growth in sales, or they just need additional marketing expenses to support the growth of their business. So this is where it's an unsecured loan. Unsecured loan meaning you don't have to put in any collateral. So collateral means asset like house, for example, right? So you don't need to have any security. We do have some products that can help you to fund the cash flow. Okay, and this is just some of the lenders that we have dealings with. Interest rate for this one is ranging from 10 to 20% depending on the strength of your deal. Okay. So short-term finance. Okay, investment loan and home loan. I think this one will be more relevant to a lot of people because everybody lives in a place or they are looking for a place to buy. So yes, we do have a lot of home loan products. The lowest one we have got at the moment is 3.49% per year interest rate. And you won't see this advertised. Well, we don't advertise this anywhere and on the Google or whatever. Even if you Google, also you cannot find this rate, I think the lowest one you can get on the Google website is like 3.59 or something like that. You might ask, how come we can get better rates than Google websites, right? I mean, they spend a lot of money on Google to promote their products. The reason is because we go through different channels, okay? We go through channels where they don't spend money on advertising, so then they are able to offer that savings in the cost by lowering the product. That's the main difference, right? Those companies who advertise on Google, how much money they spend on advertising, each click costs them how much, right? All these things come into the cost. So hence the product is that, right? Investment loan starting from 3.64%. Okay. Now, some of the highlights I want to talk about is the overseas lending solution because we do have a niche market where we have certain lenders or with certain customers who come to us and say they want to buy property, but their income is from overseas, for example, China. Okay, that's one scenario. Or we may be in touch with a developer, property developer. They sold some of their property overseas, to overseas market, and then that was before the market tightening, and then now they come to us and say, oh, I've got some customers now purchase an off-the-plan apartment, can't settle, can you help me? Right. So we have got some products who can help them to settle for those overseas income customers. Okay. In terms of the rates, it does depend on whether, what type of property they are, if they're apartment, how small are they, if they are less than 50 squares or over 50 squares, and which country are they from. If they're from Singapore, for example, we've got excellent rates, like starting from the 4%. But if you're from other countries or even from Hong Kong dollar, if you're earning Hong Kong income, you can also get good rates as well. But if you're from other countries, you let us know. We have a list to cross-check for you. Okay. Okay, I think that's the brief information that I wanted to share. You got any questions or anything that you wanted to ask? David? No?
No, if I have a question, I go to Jay.
Okay, yeah, she's your go-to person. Yeah, okay, yeah. If you got further questions that is more personal, maybe you want to ask me personally. I'll be hanging around after this. But is there anything else that you want to find out? No? Okay, that's fine. So we'll finish this off. And feel free to continue. All right, thank you. Okay.